Everybody, welcome to Teaching Crypto live edition here. AZ Crypto going solo. Hit that like, hit that subscribe bell. Super chats are open, bell notification, and the store's open. Hey, how about that? Almost touched 94K today. Does it feel good after we hit 74K this month in April? Absolutely, it does. That Bitcoin has stormed just last week at 83K and now hovering around 93K on April 22nd. It feels good. Feels like we finally have some momentum. So yesterday was a gigantic day for Bitcoin as the stock market crumbled. Bitcoin, went way up. And it was kind of a milestone for Bitcoin. It's decoupling from the traditional stock market, which is huge. That means people are finally seeing Bitcoin as digital gold. Like we've talked about before, it takes time and not just a risky asset that's in tech like before. And so as gold hits its all-time high, Bitcoin is still nowhere near that 110K we want to see. Remember what we talked about last time we were here? 95K, and we're getting close, getting very, very close. 95K, holding 95K is huge. Getting above that 95K is great for the alts. You're slowly starting to see ETH move, Solana move. Everything's slowly starting to move. We need Bitcoin to reclaim 95K for good. We've seen a little bit resistance at 94. What I want to see tomorrow, April 23rd, if you're watching this on a Tuesday night, is for Bitcoin to establish itself, get over resistance at 95K. So next levels, we're looking at 99K resistance, 105, and then that magic 109. We want to get to 110 and an all-time high. I don't think it's happening tomorrow. I would love it to happen. I don't think we're quite ready yet. But we got some major news, right? We have Texas. Their legislation is getting closer and closer to where the state is committing to buy Bitcoin yearly at a rate of 500 million. That's going to be gigantic. We have a new SEC chairman, Paul Atkins, and his top priority is to get regulation that's rational, coherent, and principled. That's what he said. Great. We've heard that before. It's time for action. So hopefully he takes action. So I don't know if you guys heard this. Cantor, Tether, and Bitfinex are creating a quote multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin acquisition vehicle that will observe billions in Bitcoin. That's huge. And then you had Michael Saylor also buy several hundred millions of Bitcoin yesterday as well. So all that is adding up. If you're just here, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, please share the show. And we've been waiting patiently, really patiently, right? Right post-election, we saw that all-time highs and we were jacked and we thought we were getting this massive bull run. Then the tariffs, the economic uncertainty, we've been just waiting and waiting and waiting. But here we are, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is almost time for takeoff. And let's knock on wood. No more surprises here. We have peace. We have a little bit of economic stability because Bitcoin wants to rock and roll. You can see any good news, like there's a lot of pent up frustration. It wants to break out. Okay. It wants to get to that 150K. And dare I say it, 180 to 200. It wants to do that in the year 2025. We just need a little bit of stability. And we're starting to see, and this is huge, people are realizing that Bitcoin is someplace to put your money in when the dollar continues to get inflated and lose its value over time, just like gold. So as we see gold climbing now, as the stocks continue to crumble, you're seeing Bitcoin climb, and it is a big, big, gigantic step. Have we completely decoupled from NASDAQ? I don't think quite yet, but we are getting close. And when that happens, that is a monumental event. And I think this is only the beginning. Look, 100K is inevitable. It's just, is it at the end of April? Is it May? May traditionally hasn't been a great month for Bitcoin. However, 2 cycles ago, it was fine. And I think because we've been delayed so long, we get any type of momentum. I think we got a runway all the way until November or late October. So that gives us a ton of months here. That gives us some time to really have some fun. And you're starting to see the alts really, really recover, right? And someone last show was saying, are you crazy? You're telling people to DCA in slowly in this market? And at 76K, yeah, I was, right? Because guess what? Remember what I told you about iOS earlier this month? I said at 18 cents, man, guys, I can't tell you what to do, but it seems like a great value to me. Guess what? 31 cents. Okay. I mentioned ETH under 1500, back to 17. Solana was all the way down to 95, back to 148. So yeah, carrot. And I know it's gotten destroyed and pummeled. 5.5 cents, now back up to 7 cents. XRP now making a run. Under two, now back to 221. We are slowly starting to see. Remember that GIF of the Undertaker slowly waking up? That is the altcoin market. We got a long way to go for a bull run with the alts, but we're starting to see some action. And I do believe we've got a chance to get this bull run in before whatever happens in 2026, happens. I can't go that far into the future, but I know for now it looks like people want this to happen. When I say people, I mean the whales, I mean the exchanges, I mean the miners, I mean the big time investors, right? The ETF players, BlackRock, they want a bull run. They want to make some money. So I do think it's going to happen here. I stand by my original prediction, 150 to 180 sometime between now and October. And hopefully I'm very low. Hopefully we break that 200K. Nothing would make me feel happier. Remember to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and share the show. And we want to bring you prosperity with us. So hopefully next show, get Mr. FOMO back on here. I would love to see us hold 95K this week and just take off from there. And I really think it can happen. So I just, I think you're seeing signs, right? You're seeing signs of things picking up. And that's what we want to see. More good news. The more positive headlines in the news, the more we got a chance to rock and roll. Okay. A couple of other small things I want to make note. Trump Media officially finalizes partnership with crypto.com to launch ETFs. Don't know how I feel about that. Today, Bitcoin ETFs saw their biggest inflows since January. 381 million in one day. That was a little bit ago. So as also, if you're paying attention, gold has been going up. Gold is at an all-time high. I really do think Bitcoin will follow, right? I think it's going to happen. Okay. Also, when Michael Saylor bought, Swiss National Bank is now starting to buy big on MicroStrategy. Watch that. But you're starting to see a lot of people say, hey, they're talking about regular investors. Well, maybe this Bitcoin thing is pretty good during uncertain economic times. Maybe I should get some. And that's when supply and demand meet to create the perfect storm. I want to see the government get more and more serious about the reserve. We mentioned last show where they take some gold and buy some Bitcoin. I think the states are going to go first, and I think then we will follow. It is coming, and then other nations will follow. It's just going to not happen overnight, but hopefully stay in good health. You will see that $1 million Bitcoin at some point in your life. But right now, what I'm shooting for is the 95K, the 100K, and beyond. I do think, right, I can't believe I'm saying this, ETH is still a good value under 2K. I really think ETH can recover to 4K by this summer. Just some ideas, just some thoughts. Guys, thank you so much for coming by. And let's get above that 95K. And the next couple of days when I talk to you, forget about 95K. Let's get to 96, 97 and really push the envelope. I want to see 100K before the end of April. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Big opportunities coming. Today is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. This is AZ Crypto. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you so much.